Imagine trading Pokemon cards with someone, but instead of swapping hand to hand, you just send them $10 and you just hope that they mail you the card. Sounds stupid, right? But that's literally how bond trading still works today. Money moves first and the asset follows later. And the whole thing can take up to 2 days and there's a huge settlement risk. In this video, I'll show you how to implement delivery versus payment, DvP, on Solana, where both sides swap at exactly the same moment. There's no counterparty risk, almost zero cost, and it's basically instant. A modern and sane version of how trading should work. Let's walk through the guide, and at the end I'll show you a live demo of the whole thing working on-chain. But let's maybe take a quick step back here and see what's the actual problem we are trying to solve. So when you buy bonds, two things happen. Basically you send money to the seller and the seller sends you the bonds. And there's a little bit of a gap in between. So there's a counterparty risk and banks actually spend millions on trying to reduce this risk. So what we want to actually achieve is that these two transactions, like me sending the money and me getting the bonds, happen at the same time, atomically. And we can actually achieve this by using Solana. So in this guide, I'm going to show you how you can actually build this. And the benefits of that is, of course, like there is no settlement time. So you get this instant. It basically costs almost nothing. And the finality only takes like 400 milliseconds. To build this on Solana, you actually don't need to deploy any new program or smart contract. You can just use the built-in SBL token program and add a few extensions to it. Then for the settlement currency, we just use a stablecoin, for example, USDC, which is already widely adopted on Solana. And then we have a settlement agent, which will actually orchestrate this atomic swap between the two parties. And then we have a whitelist system. So how the flow works is we create the bond token using token 22 and add a few extensions. The default state of the tokens will be frozen, so we can whitelist them. And then we add some additional metadata, like all the different bond informations. Then we whitelist the two participants, like the buyer and the seller. And then we have both of these, the buyer and the seller, they will actually delegate some of their tokens to the settlement agent. And then the settlement agent creates a transaction with both of these instructions and then sends it off. And then we have our atomic swap already. So let's see how these extensions actually work. So the first extension that we are adding is the default state extension. So every token account that is created for the bonds will actually be frozen by default. And then we can just unfreeze it to whitelist it. And then we have the metadata extension. Here you can, for example, store all kind of additional information to your bond. Maturity date, coupon rate, ESCN, or whatever you need. And you can even add a permanent delegate extension if you need to, like from outside, change the token account. So this is basically for specific regulations. And then we have the authority configuration. So our mint authority would be the issuer. So the issuer creates the bonds. And then we would transfer the freeze and the update authority to our settlement agent so that he can basically transform like whitelist tokens and update the token and metadata and so on. Now let's look at the code actually, because it's actually super easy. So this is how we create the bond token. So first we create some metadata, name, symbol, and the additional metadata like coupon, maturity date, and ISCN or whatever your bond token needs. So then we create the transaction. So first we create an account, then we initialize the metadata pointer, then we initialize the default account state. So here we can say it's frozen by default. Then we create our mint. Then we initialize the mint and then we add some additional metadata fields and then we send the transaction. So now we already have our bond created. This is how we would whitelist the token. So we first find the token account for the person we want to whitelist and then we just, if it's frozen, we just thaw the account. Then the account is whitelisted from here on. To remove it from the whitelist, we would just freeze the account again. Then we delegate the authority. So that's interesting because this basically takes some amount of tokens from my account and it allows someone else to take these tokens and do something with it. So I would, to buy some bonds, I would approve some USDC tokens and the seller of the bond would approve some of his bonds tokens. And now comes the interesting part. So here we are executing the DvP. So first we get all the token accounts. So we got the issuer bond account, we get my bond account. we get the issuer USDC account, we get my USDC account. And then from this, we are just creating a transaction which has two instructions. One of them is me transferring the bonds, me transferring the USDC, and the other one is the issuer transferring the bonds. And then we put both of these into the transaction and we send it off. This is basically what it's all about, our atomic swap. Now comes the fun part. So now we are doing the live demo. So I checked out the source code and now I'm just running the tests on it. You can find the source code in the guide, by the way. So I'm running the test and here we can see it already starting. So we are creating the settlement agent, we are creating the issuer and the investor. And then we are dropping some SOL to them so they can do transactions. So the first thing we do here is we are creating the bond token with additional metadata and the extensions. Then we are creating the setup. So here we are using USDC. This is of course just fake USDC. So on DevNet or mainnet, you would use the proper mins for the token. And now we are doing the account setup. So we are basically whitelisting the issuer and the investor, and we are minting some tokens to the, it's like some bond tokens to the issuer, and we are minting some USDC to our investor. This is the balance we have before the transaction. So the issuer has 100 bonds and I have 95,000 USDC. So it's quite expensive bonds. Now we are delegating the authority. So I'm delegating my USDC to the settlement agent, and the issuer is delegating 100 bonds to the settlement agent. And then we are performing the atomic swap here. And this is the end state of our transaction. So now I have 100 bonds and the issuer has 95,000 USDC. So now let's look at this transaction actually, because that's of course the most interesting part. So here we can actually see that in this transaction, I sent my 95,000 USDC and I got 100 bonds for it. And it's all in one transaction. Meaning like if one of these things would fail, like if the approve would fail or I don't have enough tokens, the whole transaction would fail. So no one would lose anything. And now I also want to quickly show you the token that we created here with the additional extensions. So here we can see we added the metadata pointer extension. We have the default account state, which is set to frozen. And here we have the token metadata with the additional data, like the coupon rate is 5 and the maturity date and this ESCN number. So there you can add whatever you need. So there we have it. Native atomic execution, subsecond finality, near zero costs, and built-in compliance with the whitelist feature. Yeah, so you can look at this code and use it, but you need to, if you want to use it in production, you have to do a few more things. So you definitely need to make sure that your keys and your key management infrastructure is secure. You need to check regulations in your country, and you should also look at transaction processing and your operations, and you should monitor the whole thing. But yeah, this shows you how easily you can implement this on Solana. And if you liked it, let me know in the comments if you want me to handle any other financial instruments and how you can do them in Solana. Thank you very much for watching. Give it a try and see you in the next video.